the Access programme incredibly valuable. I was able to do lots of different modules and become familiar with lots of different subjects I wouldn't really have encountered before.
It's just made so simple by the staff, so easy, and there's no excuse not to do it.
It was just wonderful to meet such outgoing people who all in different ways had the same goal.
If you are thinking of applying, just do it. Just do it now, because you won't regret it. It's the best thing I have ever done.
My name is Fionnuala Walsh. I'm a lecturer in Modern Irish History here in UCD History. I've been teaching on the Access course since 2018, and it's a really important part of UCD's widening participation initiatives. The Access course is designed specifically for mature students, and it's aimed as a preparation year for students who are thinking about returning to education or just like to experience university life. On the Access course, we have a real diverse range of students, people coming back after many years of education in some cases, others in their early 20s, often with a prior less than positive experience of school perhaps, or of university before.
I really wasn't ready to return to a degree programme. I didn't know what I wanted to study. I didn't know if I could study at this point in my life. I've had 3 children and, you know, all of the things that life involves can make it difficult. I first found out about the course online. I was looking up what options were available to me, and it was there. It was really easy. I made contact with the office. I came in, and it was more of a welcome than a stressful interview process. In the Access to Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences and Law programme, I found the range of modules really useful because it meant that I could become familiar with different subjects before I would decide to do a degree in them. Later, when I started my degree programme, I found it really useful that I knew where everything was. I knew people on campus. I knew how to use the library, different online tools. It was already familiar.
I decided to do the course after being made redundant, and I had worked for 38 years and felt it was time for a change. I had the opportunity and the means to have the change, and I decided that a degree was one of those boxes that I hadn't ticked, and I was determined to use my time profitably and to learn and to meet new people and do something different. On a practical side, I learned how to write an academic essay. I learned about the psychology of education, and I did 3 sample modules, so I got a feel for the different personalities, different learning styles, different teaching styles. I think one of the great takeaways of the Access course was that when I came to campus, I was with a group of people that I knew. And this is just a fantastic support as a student to know that there are other people in the same circumstance.
The most difficult part of Access, and now that I'm doing a degree course, was actually the first day in, because I walked in and I thought, I don't belong here. There was all these 19-year-olds, and after that, the whole service at Access in UCD confirmed that I was where I was supposed to be, and it's been brilliant since. The pace of the Access programme was just ideal. We weren't thrown in at the deep end, and it was so gradual that it was like the frog boiling in water. You learnt everything without even realising that you learnt it. And obviously UCD have been doing this for some time because they seem to have got it right.
I did my Leaving Cert in 1972. I would have liked to have done a degree then, but unfortunately financially that wasn't possible. So I started work immediately after school and have worked all my life until I retired a couple of years ago. I was nervous about jumping in at this late stage in my life into a degree programme. It was so long since I had done any academic work. So I contacted the college and was told about the Access course, and I was delighted to discover that there was something that I could do that would offer me the tools and the confidence actually to start on the degree programme. The Access course itself was fantastic because I learned how to do essays, go back into that academic area, and also, more importantly for my age group, was the technology, to learn how to use technology. There is no point in putting off approaching life again in college, because the Access course holds you by the hand and it brings you through all of the things you need to know. You get the confidence. If you don't know something, you can always go back and ask Access or one of the many friends you've made along the journey. So just sign up and just do it.
To apply for the Access programme, you can do so via the UCD Access and Lifelong Learning website. If you submit an application, you'll be called in for a very short chat to see whether the Access course is right for you. It's a very straightforward process, very simple. And once you're in the course, you can then think about your options for afterwards, whether that be a degree in UCD or elsewhere, and what you might want to do next.